You're kind of like one of the under-the-radar guys on this team, especially the way you pinned punts inside the 20 last year. What leads to that success, and how do you keep that success going?
There's this punt called the Aussie punt, and it goes end over end, and it usually bounces backward. I like to call it the American punt because I think we're better at it, but it's a punt that you have to stay technically sound at. You got to really practice at it and keep working at it. I usually take about one day every week and just work on Aussie punts. Don't even hit a regular punt that day. I'll just work on the Aussie punt because it's such a crucial factor in the game. We actually have a chart in our team room that shows field position and what the percentage of scoring on field position is, and that's such a huge part of the game now with teams more fast-paced and moving up and down the field so much. It's just such a crucial factor. So at what yard line marker do you say, okay, this is a regular punt, this is an Aussie punt? Where do you have to get to for it to change? It really depends on with the situations in the game and the weather. There's a bunch of different factors that go into it. I'd say if it snaps anywhere around, I don't know, midfield, it has the capability to be one. There's no exact. It's really depending on how I'm hitting them that day and how I feel that day.
The offense you have, it's not often that you just got to hit a booming 60
yeah, not very
yardy.
often.
So I mean, do you work on it very often, or is
hitting the long points?
Hitting the long points.
Oh yeah, we worked out of the back of the end zone quite often actually, and I actually love doing those. They finally give me just to let it fly as far as I can, and not so much as get as much hang time, but get a little bit more distance. So I love doing that.
Do you remember how many you guys were leading in so many games? There just weren't a lot of close games last year. Do you remember how many pressure punts you hit all season?
What do you mean by pressure punt?
Something where it's like, this is, you can recognize. I know as an athlete, and I try to just treat everyone the same, but where it's like it was really a big moment when you needed to nail it or pin it or something.
I mean, every time I have a chance to pin it, I think that's just like a high opportunity punt for me, just to show what I'm capable of. And another thing, I get a good snap every single time from Sebeski. It's awesome having the ball right where you want it every single time. And last year from Phil Fagenbaum, it made it really easy to do my job. But I mean, I'd say some of the bigger punts that I thought of at the end of the Georgia game, we were up by just like by very little at the end, and I knew they were coming on that one, so that was a little bit more high pressure. But it's really situations like that last year where it was just coming at the end, and because we were up in so many games last year.
24 punts inside the 20,
yes, sir,
and no touchbacks.
Yep.
How cool was that?
It was pretty good. It was blessed. Like I said, I got great people that go down there and get the ball. That's part of them too. Them catching it on the 2, catching it on the 3, getting down there is what really makes it capable. I mean, yeah, it has a lot to do with me punting the ball, but that's all the team right there. That has nothing really to do with me.
It's really funny because when people want to look at how good a punter is, they'll say, is he averaging 43, 44 punt? You're not going to do that.
Not here.
Not here. So what do you judge your success on?
You do look at average in some senses, but when I look at the average, I look at how many punts did I have inside the 20 in that game. Yeah. Or did I hit like a 55-yard punt that went inside the 20? I look at it that way. Or like say for Maryland instance last year, I had like a 27-yard punt, but it was on the 5-yard line. Just because it was so windy, we couldn't do anything. We couldn't kick a field goal.
Right.
So we pinned them deep. So it's just, I look at it that way. Having more knowledge of punting, I'm able to look at it and compare myself. When people are thinking, oh, he averaged 35 that game, well, I'll put 3 inside the 20. So it's a little internal. I can judge myself better than external factors.
Kat set goals for himself going in last year as a kicker. You set goals for yourself?
Oh yeah, everybody should set goals for themselves. I'd say my priority is just to help the team any way I can, whether it be punts, kickoffs, long field goals, anything. Just helping the team is my main goal. Trying to be a leader on the special teams. I'm now kind of a veteran guy, which is a little bit of a weird feeling at first, but I'm stepping into the role. But being a leader on special teams is a big factor. Another one is I want to run the red guy. I mean, every punter wants to run the red guy, so that's really the goal. I'm working, doing all the little things right, so I can have a chance to win the red guy.
You weren't on the watch list. Does that matter?
That watch list doesn't matter to me. It's the beginning of the season. That's like rankings before the season. So Auburn wasn't ranked last year. So.
You working at field goal kicker at all?
Excuse me?
Kicker. You working at kicker at all?
A little bit here and there. Mainly just the deep balls. He's lined me up for like a 55 and a 60 so far. So.
What would be Pinion time on field goals? What range?
Back there, 55, 60, back in that range right there.
You feel comfortable with that?
Yeah, I do very much so.
Very cool.